Hey everybody, we live yet? Can you guys hear me okay? You guys hear me okay? Welcome to a live stream. Doing something a little bit different today. Planning to do a little kind of director's commentary on some of my movies. We're gonna start off with one of my older movies. This is Spider-Man Origins, which I made primarily on PS4, but some of it was on PC. Hey there, Juan Carlos. Hey there, little sticker. So this is Spider-Man Origins. You can find all these videos on my channel. This is I done this with the help of a YouTuber called AX System, and I had several other people who done voicing for it as well. I think this scene here was done with mods by AX System. You can subscribe to him. He makes GTA Machinimas too. So it's kind of a mix of PC and PS4. This part here was, I think this was all done on PS4. This part, this is back before I had proper mods to create scenes myself. So this is kind of like Peter Parker's scene. With getting attacked by bullies and stuff. Again, it's you know, my videos have gotten a lot better since this, but this is where my kind of Marvel MCU started. And I got help from some of my PSN friends to do some of these scenes, because with PS4 you need people to actually act out the scenes. This is Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Hey there, X-Ray, how you doing, man? Well, here's Kingpin. We haven't seen Kingpin since this. Let's listen to what he's got to say.
I think I would entrust you to take Frank Castle by yourself. He's killed most of your men, hundreds, if not more. I've hired the Winter Soldier to help you guys get it done. If you fail this time, it's your head.
So the Winter Soldier, we haven't seen the Winter Soldier since, I don't think we've seen him since this movie. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong.
Peter, wait a second. We need to talk.
I'm gonna be late, Uncle Ben. Does it have to be now?
It does, Peter. We haven't talked in ages, and you've been acting really strangely. You're always in your room, your bedroom is a mess, and now you're starting fights at school. I know that this is a complicated stage in your life, but you've got to be careful about what sort of person you grow up to be. You're a smart kid, and you always stand by your beliefs, but remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
I really liked, that was Zero Life Arts. He's a YouTuber. He helped me out doing the Uncle Ben voice. Thought he was doing a really good job at Uncle Ben. So here's Punisher. This is before Punisher got recasted in my MCU by John Bernthal. I did him with as an online created character. And here is Winter Soldier, who was created with online as well. So most of this is PS4 with some kind of added effects on PC as well.
Crap, I'm gonna miss the bus.
And here's Peter Parker trying to catch the bus. This is kind of a callback to the Sam Raimi movies, where he's chasing after a bus when he missed it. Mary Jane there at Oscorp. This is another kind of reference towards there's another reference towards Sam Raimi movies. This scene here where you see the characters all walking down the corridor, I actually, if you want a little behind the scenes of this is me doing all these characters, and what I would do, look at this here, I walk up, and because off the camera, I cut it there, and then I change my GTA Online outfit, I go back around, you probably can't see it right there. So what I was doing there, you'll see if I go back there a little bit. It's a little small scene, but it just shows you when you were making it on PS4, you had to really think outside the box. We'll watch it one more time. So yeah, you have that guy there. He goes off screen. I then change outfit, make a cut. That's the second outfit. So I've just walked down and. So that was just to show the different people walking the corridor, but on PC you could do that a lot easier. But with on PS4 you were relying on you had to kind of either have help, or you had to do it with lots of different tricks and techniques. And this is supposed to be Oscorp. See you later, Carlos. Spanish, I only speak English, unfortunately. You should do a Captain America. Yeah, I've been thinking of where to go next, whether I'm going to go straight into Infinity War, or possibly do something else before that starts. And so, Peter gets bitten by the spider. And starts to see his powers. Where's the new video? Well, I released Halloween and I released Venom Symbiotes in the past week, so if you haven't checked them out, check them out. So this if you just joined, this is my first official GTA 5 MCU movie. So this is when Spider-Man becomes Spider-Man. He's sort of freaking out a little bit with the powers and stuff. So this here was kind of first-person thing, was kind of a little bit of a reference towards the Amazing Spider-Man movies where they did the first-person scenes. But since I did on PS4, it was pretty basic. I like some of these shots here. I think they look pretty cool. This was done on PS4 with some added After Effects. You can see the web coming out, that was added in afterwards. But I think some of these shots are pretty nice. Thanks Dan Sloop, glad you like the channel. How you doing there, Aaron Woody? How you doing, man? Thanks for watching the stream. So this is when another reference towards Sam Raimi movies, where the we've got the what's going to become Uncle Ben's killer, and Spider-Man, Peter Parker refuses to do anything really about it. So again, this bit was all done on PS4. So I was kind of cutting in between comic book. Here's Uncle Ben now, he's ready to meet his end. I was kind of cutting in between movies and comic book, all the different type of iterations and cartoons of Spider-Man. But again, because it was mostly done on PS4, I was restricted with certain things. Here's a scene here where Uncle Ben gets killed by the robber of the store. This, if you see here, we've got, this isn't an online character, of course. This is one of the single player characters I used as, I think he's like a handyman or a gardener or something. I forget what his GTA character name is. But you see him walking, and now you see he's facing he gets shot by the burglar guy, the thief. But if you see the Uncle Ben, that's actually not Uncle Ben. That's an online character. But I didn't show his face because just to make it look like it was the Uncle Ben character I was using. So I had to, when PS4 used lots of tricks that you wouldn't on PC, because PC you have a lot more flexibility to do stuff. Peter's age is kind of a little bit. There's a little bit of a vague point. He's always still in school in all the Spider-Man movies I've done, so he's not ultra young. You see there that I didn't show Uncle Ben's face because it wasn't that this part here was done online, so I couldn't use that GTA single player character online, so I had to make someone look like Uncle Ben. You can kind of see there if you look closely, that's not the Uncle Ben model I used originally, but from a distance you wouldn't really recognize it unless I told you. This next scene was done by AX System as well. He done this on PC. This is the funeral for Uncle Ben. This is a really cool scene. So this is the funeral of Uncle Ben. So this scene was done by AX System because I didn't have PC, so he helped me do these bits. You can kind of see that there isn't the Peter Parker model I used, but it was close enough that I could get away with it. And then we cut to this is back on PS4 where this is Peter Parker. Can I do Marvel vs. Fortnite? That'd be interesting. So now this is Spider-Man in his first suit. This is kind of like a pretty kind of thrown together suit. It's not his official suit. And he tries to take out these thugs robbing the bank. Thanks, Paulinho. Thanks for joining the stream. How are you doing today? So this fight scene was done on PS4, so and with the help of several of my PSN friends. Pretty cool fight scene for just done on PS4. I like the rain and stuff. The rain made it look a little bit more moody and epic.
Spider-Man, just another vigilante weirdo. If it's not ants, it's spiders. Where do they...
So this is a little scene. Was voiced by Zero Life Arts as well. He did Uncle Ben as well. So this is J. Jonah Jameson. He hasn't been seen since this movie. So there's a little reference. He goes, if it's not ants, it's spiders. So that's a little reference to Ant-Man.
Guys come from? I want them outed. But on the other hand, we sold out every damn copy of the paper quicker than ever. Put them on the front page again. But let's get some good pictures this time. My 2-year-old grandson could do better than this. Put the story about Wilson Fisk being the real kingpin in the middle of the paper. It's most likely just garbage rumors thought up by crackpot conspiracy theorists. Also, if my wife calls, tell her I had to let us soup for lunch. Don't mention the steak or the fries.
Hey there, SVR. How you doing, man? SVR Master. Hey, Paulinho. So this is this was done. I think AX System didn't do this. This was me on PC, but I was using my friend's PC, JC for Life. So I went to his place, used his PC to do a few scenes with the Spider-Man mod on PC. So this is still before I got my PC to do things more easily. So again, this is my first MCU movie. So yeah, that you can see that there's on my channel now there's the join button. So you can click the join button if you want to join the Final Flame community. It's like, and you send a donation monthly. I think it's like $4.99, but you get lots of special perks. One of the first ones that's out at the moment is that you can get exclusive behind the scenes videos where I show you how I created them. Like all the mods I use, the green screen effects, special effects. So that's one exclusive. Other exclusives is news about upcoming videos before I tell anybody else, screenshots, trailers, stuff that people haven't seen. So if you want to do that and help me out, you click the join button. It should be on your mobile and desktop at the moment. So this here is Punisher versus Winter Soldier. This was done on PS4 as well. I like the nighttime kind of building top setting of this scene. Spider-Man did wrestling with Bonesaw, and he were wrestling suit fighting Uncle Ben's killer. Whoa. Yeah, well, the assumption that he would have kind of had different suits that he was testing out. He doesn't actually fight Uncle Ben's killer in my MCU. The assumption is that he didn't find the killer. The guys he's fighting in that bank robbery are different thugs, but I know what you mean. No, the Winter Soldier had nothing to do with the, in my MCU anyway, anything to do with Uncle Ben's killer. So now Spider-Man's going to try and help, somebody is in the back of this, this van. Again, this is my first MCU movie. I think my first proper one. That it is quite dated, a little bit, a little bit shaky on several fronts because I was only getting used to mods, and a lot of it was done on PS4. So let's see what we got here. When he comes out of here, it's the Punisher that's at that they were capturing. So now we're kind of a fight scene between Winter Soldier and Winter Soldier, Punisher, and Spider-Man, and some of Winter Soldier's or Kingpin's thugs. There is some kind of inconsistencies with character models. Like I did change the Peter Parker character model a few times, so that I've changed the Hulk character model as well a few times. So there is certain things you may see if you look through all my MCU movies that have kind of changed and sort of been altered. Yes, I use menu and scene director to do animations. Now this here was all done on PS4. Well, a little bit of PC mods, but I really wasn't using much mods with PC here. It was more just the character models, if you know what I mean, to get the Spider-Man character model. So this is near the end of this movie. We'll go on to the next one. I'm not sure what I have lined up next, but this was just an example of my PS4. So this here is... what is this? We're soon going to find out. Oh, this is one of my biggest movies so far. This is Black Panther, the very first Black Panther episode. And this was one of my biggest hits so far.
Is he giving up the location of the professor yet? We can't wait around here much longer. These lands are not safe. Try once more.
Hey there, Bryce. So yeah, I done the voice for Red Skull there, but I think in Black Panther 2 it's done by Moonfire. He did a lot better job of Red Skull. So I think I like this. This movie's like just a big kind of action set piece, but I like the setting and stuff. So this is supposed to be near Wakanda. It's not actually Wakanda, but that's why they run into Black Panther. So this was one of my first kind of this is not chronologically after Spider-Man Origins. This is quite a while after it. So you can see a big difference in terms of graphical quality, editing, music, and stuff. Thank you, Bryce. Well, Fantastic Four will be in the Infinity War movie I'm planning to do. Whether they'll be in whether they'll collide with Spider-Man, I'm not sure. Do you think you can do a Marvel Spider-Verse? So what? Maybe a silly question, but what do you mean by Spider-Verse? The thing I export with is called Eve, and it exports with kind of motion blur, which makes it look a lot better. And I do some color grading and color correction to make things look better. Yeah, I like this one. I think that some of the action scenes and stuff are pretty cool in it. And it's a pretty kind of bright and kind of interesting kind of setting. So this part here, Panther throws a piece of wood or branch or something that knocks the henchman off, and this is all done using animations and stuff, and some kind of nifty editing, if you know what I mean. And sound effects are a big thing as well. But yeah, I think it still holds up as one of my better movies, and a big improvement from Spider-Man Origins. I think you'd agree. So yeah, this is this led into Black Panther Guardians. I had this plan that Wolverine would be a part of it, and as you see here, Wolverine is the big surprise at the end. And in the next one, Wolverine and Black Panther work together to take on Red Skull. So let's shout out winners. What else? What next do I have set up? Not particularly sure what this is. We'll soon find out. this might be... I think this might be X-Men versus... or Avengers versus X-Men, which is probably one of my biggest movies so far. So again, these aren't in chronological order, but it's just to give you a little insight behind some of them. Here's Captain America, who's being attacked by some sort of unknown guy in a tank, which you will later find out. At that point, I didn't really explain who this was. Well, if you like GTA, you presume it's Trevor, but he's not Trevor. This is my Claw, Ulysses Claw, who makes his first appearance here, and he's a bigger part later on in Black Panther 4. Oh, I know what you mean now. I'm not sure. It's a possibility. So this is the evil president. I forget what I call him. Is it President Decker or something like that? So he's trying to use Mystique's kind of her blood and her system to create a virus that could destroy mutants, because he hates mutants. And so this is Mystique using her powers to turn into different characters. So Deadpool, Punisher, and the next one is Drax the Destroyer. So yeah, Decker is one of the first sort of original villains I did. So here's Black Panther, Captain America, and Shuri. Here's the X-Men mansion, and here's Nightcrawler, Magneto. Sorry, Nightcrawler, Xavier, and Magneto. My friends from Night Beauty, they done the voice for Magneto. So here's the White House, where we get to see Tony Stark and Bruce Banner. But again, if you see my latest video, I've changed the model for Bruce Banner. The woman at the back in the Black Panther scene is that's Black Panther's sister, Shuri. So she has a bigger part in Black Panther 4, I believe. Hey there, gaming or G-Man. So the X-Men now are trying to take back and get back Mystique, because the president has her captured. And so Magneto uses power to slam through the wall. Of course, the Avengers see the X-Men attacking the White House, and they think that they've turned evil, because they don't know. Nobody knows that the Avengers don't know that the president is actually a bad guy. And here's Quicksilver doing his thing, knocking out guys left, right, and center. So this was kind of added in as a little bit of taking off the gun, and then he pulls down the guy's pants. This is kind of a little bit added humor. Probably should have more humor in my movies, but
I'm gonna go out and handle this. You and the big guy stay here. Unless it goes horribly wrong.
so the president is trying to go down to his bunker to be safe from the attack of the X-Men. Hey there, Moonfire. How you doing, man? We're just going through different movies and giving my insights in them. Here's Fury. He's getting in contact with the Avengers, trying to get them to assemble. And this is where the war starts. So this is probably one of my biggest movies so far because it's so many different characters. I don't, was there like 30 something plus characters? I can't remember exactly correctly, but that scene there where he shot the rocket. When you see the rocket actually firing out, what I actually did, because I didn't have the Iron Man mod correctly installed, I actually hit a character behind him and shot a bazooka, so it looked like it was being shot from Iron Man himself, but it really was shot from another character. So here's Quicksilver. He's turning around the rocket and firing it back at Iron Man. So this was quite a complicated movie to do because so many characters and so many special effects bits. Here's Ant-Man coming into it. This scene here was done on After Effects with kind of green screen and After Effects. Ant-Man is trying to figure a way to get there quickly, so he takes he goes with the seagull and he flies there, which I thought was a pretty nice little scene. And here's Hulk now, ready to cause some carnage. And he takes out Quicksilver pretty easily. So yeah, this was a lot of animation and a lot of chipping and changing and mods and stuff. So it was a big movie to do, but a fun one all the same. Nightcrawler putting up a good fight, but not quite good enough. Thank you, Anth. Yeah, I have a playlist. If you go to my channel, go to playlists. There's a big playlist of them. Like, they start off, and they're pretty basic at the start because a lot of them were done on PS4, but they do get more sophisticated and a little bit more epic and a little bit smootherly made. Like this one here, I would say is one of my best ones because it's quite complicated, but I think I made a good stab at most of the stuff I wanted to do. Here's Wolverine jumping up to take out the White House gunman. So the X-Men maybe could have handled this better, but then again, who's going to believe them that the president is a evil kind of mutant killer? And the Avengers, I guess, the only two Avengers that really know the truth are Black Panther and Captain America, but they haven't got involved yet to tell the other Avengers what's happening. There's kind of a big misunderstanding, if you know what I mean. I started Daredevil, first episode, which is really cool. So I hope to get through that soon. So there's quite a this fight scene. I don't know how long it lasts, but it took a long time to create. Here's Xavier, and we have Gambit and Cyclops. And now the Hulk's getting back out to fight. And then Magneto getting back up again. So this here was done with After Effects, where I took a the background is me just moving the camera along the White House grass, and then in After Effects I added in the card, and I rotated it and added a little bit of a kind of a purple pinky purple kind of glow to it to make it look like it's the Gambit throwing his card. Here's Thor. I like this part.
You guys are so screwed now.
Thor kicks a lot of arse, but Xavier uses his mind control to take him down a notch or two. Thank you, JC2. Glad you like the vids. You can subscribe to the channel if you want. I'll see more videos like this. Punisher Warpath. I don't think Punisher Warpath is strictly a part of the MCU. I decided to kind of exclude that because it does kind of betray some of the plot lines. But I did like that movie. I thought it worked out pretty well. So here's Black Panther and Captain America trying to shut down this fight by fighting some more. This video here, if you YouTube search it, or if you check my channel, I think it's called Avengers versus X-Men. I think it was called Avengers Mutant War, but I changed it to Avengers versus X-Men. So this is kind of the Black Panther and Captain America, the only two guys that knew the truth of the matter, and they tried to stop the fight. So now Nightcrawler goes in and takes the president out, and everybody else is sort of calming down and putting their differences behind them. And here's Magneto finding Mystique. This is the only kind of real area in the game that I thought kind of looked like the White House. So this is another mod I used as a football stadium. These guys here are about to unleash the virus to kill the mutants, but Iron Man and Cyclops ensure that that doesn't happen. So that's the end of that. I'm not sure if there's an end credit scene. I think there is an end credit scene here. Oh, this is Daredevil. This is a little teaser from Matt Murdock on Daredevil. So that leads in, I think it leads into the Daredevil movie. I'm not sure if I've oh, sorry, no, this Here Now movie is the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So just to let you know, if you go to my channel, there's a playlist where these are all chronologically added and in order. So these aren't in order, these are just random ones I put together to just talk about them. So this here was another really big movie to make, because I did go into space and use space mods and stuff. So this is Guardians of the Galaxy. So this was a pretty big movie to do, because there were spaceships, there was space weaponry, just lots of really crazy stuff that you wouldn't really usually see in GTA 5, and I don't think there's many GTA 5 movies like this. Probably one of my favorite GTA 5 movies I've made, but kind of one of my less watched movies. So this here was on one of the space mod locations. I added in some snow and nighttime, and it was pretty, looks a pretty cool place. So the story of this movie was that Star-Lord is looking for Baby Groot because he's captured by these kind of this faction. So again, this is the first movie. You'll see at the end of this movie, it's the first sighting of Thanos. So this is kind of the secret lair of this kind of evil faction. So Star-Lord's going down to this lair to find out where Baby Groot is. So now we find the this is the evil dudes. So again, I had to use some different weapon, or I didn't want to be using the stock GTA pistols and stuff, because that wouldn't be very that would be very Guardians of the Galaxy like. But it was just kind of, you couldn't use the locations and things that you would usually use when making a GTA 5 movie, because it had to sort of fit the theme of Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is Star-Lord now, finding Baby Groot.
Hey little guy, you alright? I am Groot. I'm gonna get you out of here.
The voice acting is done by me, and it's done by other subscribers and friends of mine.
Oh crap, here comes more of them.
Now here, I think the Baby Groot character model is pretty cool. So now you get to see some more spaceships and crazy stuff that finding these mods. The guys that make these mods on GTA5mods.com are really talented.
Okay, right? Glad you guys could make it. Stupid piece of junk.
Well, this is the a reference to the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 scene where Baby Groot dances, and there's all this kind of crazy stuff happening in the background. A little bit of added humor to the MCU. I would have liked to use some kind of music that was a little bit more in fitting with the movies, but try to keep away from copyright music and copyrighted visual stuff. So they're now being teleported back up by Rocket Raccoon. No, I didn't do Infinity War yet. It's leading towards that though. So you can see in the background there's a little bit of a reference to, I forget his name now, the character from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I'm sure you guys can tell me his name. It's escaping me at the moment. That was the end of that movie, but you see at the very end, this is the one of the first this is one of the first lead-ins to what will become Infinity War. We see lots of dead dead creatures on a planet, and of course the person that done this is Thanos himself. So he's that was his first appearance in my MCU. The next one, I think this is Daredevil, as far as I can tell. So this was a more in reference to the Netflix Daredevil and Punisher series, where Punisher and Daredevil crossed paths. Here's Jigsaw. Before he becomes Jigsaw, of course, Billy Russo. Yeah, Baby Groot was just dancing and listened to his MP3 player. So in this movie, Billy Russo has gotten off for murder and kidnapping, and Matt Murdock wants to try and take him down as Daredevil, but Frank Castle, the Punisher, he's also hunting Billy Russo. I really like the John Bernthal Punisher 3D character. I think it looks really cool.
Can one man make a difference? There are days when I believe
I thought this was a good movie. I thought it fit the Daredevil and Punisher vibe, or the kind of the tone that those movies and TV shows have. In terms of Billy Russo, he's a pretty big Punisher villain, so I don't really explain that it is Billy Russo till the end, because Billy Russo becomes Jigsaw. Punisher being very subtle and discreet as always. Where's the guy with the magic arrow? The magic arrow. You mean Hawkeye? Can I do Star Wars? I did a little small Last Jedi kind of parody a while back, but I don't have any real intentions to do Star Wars, mainly because I'm not a big Star Wars fan. Like, even doing Guardians of the Galaxy was quite a tough thing to do. I don't know if I'd want to go back to space and do a full space movie again. But then again, Infinity War is going to probably require some space stuff. So yeah, Punisher is probably one of my favorite Marvel characters, because so that you'll notice he pops up a lot in my movies. We'll just move it along here a little bit. Let's see, we'll get the Punisher goes to kill Russo, but Daredevil takes him out. And this upcoming fight scene was quite a tough one to do, because my PC was really going slowly at this point, and what would usually take me quite a short amount of time took quite a long amount of time. And you'll see now the Punisher, he shoots Russo into the molten kind of lava type stuff, and Daredevil and Punisher fight among each other, much like the comics and Netflix shows. But it's a pretty cool setting to have a fight scene, kind of like a Terminator 2 kind of setting for a fight scene at the end of Terminator 2. How do I come up with these ideas? I do a little bit of planning, you know, a little bit of planning ahead, but a lot of it's kind of on the cuff stuff. So I take the story, I'm not planning like 6 and 7 movies ahead, but I do plan maybe 2 movies ahead and set up things that I plan to take care of later. A lot of it's original ideas, and a lot of it's taken from comics and movies, and kind of mixing them all together. Not, you know, trying to recreate everything the exact same, but you know, doing kind of following the comics and trying to keep the characters somewhat close to what they should be. But I've had people complain about certain things not fitting the way it should. As you see here, this is the Jigsaw face, which had to be edited in the mod, the GTA 5 mod. I forget what it's called now. Open 4, I think it's called, where you can edit the textures of characters. Forget what this was. Oh, this was the end credit scene where we see the Punisher, or sorry, we see Spider-Man getting killed by Black Panther. Now this, I got a lot of hate for this scene because people were thinking, why are you killing Spider-Man, and why would Black Panther do this? But of course, all these things get explained in further movies, but people weren't happy at the time. This here, this is going back a little bit. This is an older video. This is Sinister 6. No, sorry, this isn't Sinister 6. What is this? This is oh, this is, yes, this is following on from Sinister 6. This is Black Panther Guardians. This is actually a follow-on. Yes, this is before the X-Men vs. Avengers movie. Yondu, yep, yeah, it's Yondu. So yeah, this was Black Panther Guardians. This was the sequel to the first Black Panther movie I did. So yes, Black Panther, as played by T'Challa, is Franklin, and his voice is done by DC Chronicles. And we have Night Beauty and Moonfire doing voices as well. And so what in this movie was worth seeing? This is, yeah, Charles Xavier is he is unconscious and injured, and Red Skull is trying to get Charles's Red Skull's trying to get Charles Xavier's brain so he can have his power. I like this shot here. This is one of my favorite shots where Cyclops, Panther and Wolverine get prepared in a
once and for all. Prepare for battle. They won't keep him up without a fight. Hey, Hydra.
So we have the big fight scene now. Where Black Panther, where the Red Skull's goons try to get in and take out the X-Men, but that doesn't happen, as you can guess. Black Panther helps the X-Men. He knocks him out. And this was a favorite shot from certain people. Well, Wolverine takes out the elevator crowd. Quite violent. Maybe I could have added some blood splatters and stuff, but I didn't want to make it insanely violent and gore-filled. And then Cyclops helps out. So that scene was done with After Effects, I believe. The laser beam. Black Panther taking out more people as always. Hey there, Fernando. How are you doing today? Hey there, Troy. I'm always looking for voice actors. Oh, it may have been the first one you did. You've done quite a few now, so I'm not positive. You're probably right. Here, this is Cyclops going up to take out one of these helicopter henchmen. Some nice lighting, kind of the light and the mist going through the helicopter there. Because the game look, the GTA 5 does look awesome at times. It's a game that's quite old, but still you can get some really tremendous effects, tremendous graphical shots in it. So here's Quicksilver helping out his little bunny friend, who was about to be ran over by a car, but Quicksilver made sure that wasn't going to happen. Do I have a Discord? I do have a Discord. Do I have a link is the next question. I'll try and find a link. So this was a complicated scene. This was trying to recreate the Quicksilver scenes from the movies, where everything's so slowed down that he's running around at a much faster speed. Got some bullet time. You can never do without some bullet time. Okay, let's see, can I get this, copy in this link for the Discord? I think this is a link to the Discord. So Wolverine and Black Panther take out this guy. Again, lots of animations, lots of clever editing to try and make it look as good as it can. So now Red Skull comes in. I like this shot here. He jumps out of the way and of the explosion. But the explosion obviously still affects Cyclops. Now this is Hank McCoy, the Beast. You never actually get to see him as Beast though. Oh, he got knocked out. Not dead though, because he does appear in. Does he appear again? I'm losing track of some of this. So many characters and so many movies. So here is where Magneto makes his first appearance in the MCU. He's holding Wolverine with his strength. So again, you'll notice here I've changed the Magneto model. I've changed the Magneto model, I've changed some other models a few times, which is a little bit of a lack of continuity, but I did try to find better models that I liked, so that's the only real reason I did it. It would have been nicer if they're all in keeping the same way all the time. So Red Skull now is trying to take out Xavier's brain. But Magneto isn't gonna let that happen, even though him and Charles have had their troubles.
Yeah, get in my way.
Charles and I have had our differences, but he's still a friend.
Pretty violent. He just fires the knife into...
What you get for trying to help everybody. Trouble.
Black Panther looks on with a sense of confusion. So yeah, this was the movie. If we've seen earlier, I was showing you the Avengers versus X-Men. This is the one that leads into that.
Red Skull has failed.
So yeah, I probably should have ordered these a little bit better, but I haven't included all my movies in this stream, just a few.
Here's the key. Roger.
Now, what is this one? I think this is Carnage. This is Spider-Man Carnage Rises. This is one of my more recent movies. This is the one that shows Carnage's origin, and Spider-Man then has to try and take out Carnage. So yeah, this one was the first half of it's mostly the prison escape part. So this is Cletus Cassidy, but he doesn't have the long ginger hair in my movie. So yeah, this was quite a tough, trying to figure out how to do the Venom symbiote. It's quite a tough thing to pull off, but you use some special effects. We see now one of the Venom tentacles, if that's what you want to call it, attack this guard.
What the hell are you? You look like that's to attach himself to Brock. I need the power to escape here. Because Carnage.
So the symbiote is sort of offering itself to be attached to Cassidy. And then he gets on the loose, and it doesn't end too well for anybody that's in the vicinity. And this guy, he's gonna know all about it pretty soon.
1 hour left on my ship, and now this. Gee, ho!
So this here was done using that's the Carnage 3D model, but then I cut around the edge of them and added in the tentacles at the back. Oh, we missed out on that scene there. Oh. We sort of just missed out when the tentacle kills the guard. So that their voice is actually taken from the Spider-Man game, the Jonah Jameson podcast. So I used that as Jonah Jameson on the radio. This next part is we bring back William Dafoe as Harry Osborn. He wasn't seen last time he was seen in my MCU was Sinister Six Part 1, I think, or Sinister Six Part 2. So he's in jail now, along with certain other Sinister Six characters. And in order to do this part where we see Norman Osborn, the actual...
This city deserves a new breed of evil. He'll deliver it.
So So what I did was I took the Green Goblin or Norman Osborn character. If we go back, let's see. Let me go back here. Yes. So the head there is the head of Norman Osborn is actually that's from the Green Goblin mod, where you have the head of William Dafoe, and then his body is the Green Goblin suit. But I was able to hide the Green Goblin suit and then attach inside the game, attach a prisoner 3D character and use that to make it look like Harry Osborn or Norman Osborn was actually a prisoner in the prison. And this is the new Peter Parker. I again changed the Peter Parker character model. It's actually, I think it's a character model from Quantum. What's that game? Quantum Break, isn't that the game? And I changed some of his clothing colors to make it look a little bit more like Peter Parker. So here's Carnage taking out some. There's Carnage taking out some different people. So Carnage, he's broken out and he's looking for shit. How do you be a voice actor? You would have to send on some voice samples to see if you'd suit any of my movies. You know, some people won't be suitable for movies, other people's mightn't be. This here is done on GTA 5 PC, but as you see now when he jumps, this part here is done on the Spider-Man PS4 game. So I mixed that in, and I think it's not too distracting. So Cassidy's looking for that guy that was running away, because he's the guy that put Carnage in jail, or Cassidy in jail, and he's Carnage wants to take him out, and so we have this is some flashbacks. Then the Spider-Man gets knocked out, and we see some flashbacks of Spider-Man's kind of thinking of different memories and stuff. And we look, that's a flashback to something we haven't seen before in my MCU, which is where Spider-Man is the symbiote Spider-Man. And now we have, this is kind of a throwback to a Spider-Man movie where Spider-Man fights Bonesaw, but instead of Macho Man, we have John Cena as the wrestler in the cage. And John Cena is knocking the hell out of Spider-Man. And this is from Spider-Man Vampire Hunter, where Blade and Spider-Man fight. So that was the end of that one, and then we one of my recent movies is Venom Symbiotes. This is a little kind of end credit scene where we see Venom on the loose, and then Venom we're not sure whether is he coming to help Carnage or is he coming to fight Carnage, but we find out pretty soon that he's got quite a he's got his own agenda and his own ideas of what to do. This here is Black Panther 4 Time Stone or Time Gem. It's Time Stone, I think. Where Doctor Strange has a pretty big role in this one. So yeah, a lot of these movies are extremely complex. A lot of mods, a lot of characters, a lot of different elements go into making them. But in terms of going forward, I'm not entirely sure of where the next step is. I know I do have an idea, but there's the big idea of the Infinity War is whether to go into that straight away or to have some more setups to that. I don't know what the best direction to go, but there is a possibility that Infinity War will probably be the next one. But again, I'm not entirely positive, because once you start that, it's going to be a pretty big task to pull that off. But hopefully it works out. We'll skip on a little bit here with Time Stone. So this is when people seen that Black Panther killed Spider-Man, this kind of shows you that it was actually Claw who killed Spider-Man, not Black Panther. So he's setting up this kind of bomb that they're gonna set off, and here's our little cameo by Luke Cage. That was a nice little thing to add in when the Punisher's been killed in this one. So we have Punisher dead, we have Spider-Man dead. But hopefully, if you've seen this movie, Doctor Strange intends to fix some things. And so here's Venom and Blade fighting each other. Venom was at this point. Venom was still bad. He was trying to expose Spider-Man's true identity. And here, Agent Coulson helps out Blade and takes down Venom. Yes, Black Panther got framed. Yep, that guy is pretty damn cool. You want a shout out? Well, hopefully, when I do my next shout out competition, put your comment in there and remind me, and hopefully you'll be one of the guys that gets it. So yeah, would you guys any of you guys be interested in clicking the join button and donating to my channel? You get lots of perks and get lots of kind of things that other people don't get to see, such as trailers, behind the scenes screenshots. So there should be a join button on the channel. On the stream, it should be beside the subscribe button, or it should be on my actual channel page. So but it's up to you if you want to join the Final Flame community. Helps out my channel and lets me create and make more videos a little bit more easily, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm going to probably finish up the stream now. Anybody who wants to put super chats or join, please do. I will definitely, people who do join the channel, I will definitely give them a shout out in every video. the join feature's only really been added in the last few days to my channel, so people will get to probably see it more often now in my videos. So, but yeah, I gotta update some of the perks for the people who join the channel. At the moment, the only one that's listed is that if you join a channel, you get behind the scenes videos that nobody else gets to see. So yeah, this is one of my favorite movies, Black Panther 4 Time Stone. So Doctor Strange, he has obviously seen something in the future that needs Spider-Man to be alive, so he goes back to the crime scene of Spider-Man where the fake Black Panther killed him, and he intends to turn back time to fix that, because it's assumed that he knows that Thanos is coming and Spider-Man will be important. So yeah, this was a really complex movie as well, as are most of my movies. And so this is when we go back, and this is Doctor Strange turned back time, and now the fake Black Panther is trying to kill Spider-Man, but so Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, they take out the fake Black Panther.
Thank you, but why did you go through all this trouble to bring me back?
There's a great evil coming, and will need you before it's all over.
So yeah, that's where I'm going to end this stream. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed my kind of behind the scenes kind of explanations and process of how I do things. Again, if all these videos can be seen on my channel, if you go to my channel and you go to playlists, what's it called, playlists, if you go, then there's Marvel GTA 5 Universe, and it says at the moment there's 19 videos, so that's 19 MCU movies. I've just shown a few of them today, and you can watch them if you haven't seen them all already. Again, the join button has been added to my channel. If you click join, you get special perks, and such as behind the scenes videos, screenshots of videos I'm making that I don't show anybody else, script ideas, upcoming videos that I'll be making, and trailers of stuff that I'm making that I don't really release. So if you're a fan of the channel, clicking the join button is pretty cool, and of course it helps me out, and it helps my channel and keeps it going. So thank you for watching this director's comedy stream, and if people liked it, I might do another one for my horror movies or other movies I make. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next stream. I will see you in the next video, and again, subscribe, click join, help me out, and leave a like. See you later, guys. Thank you.